Hi Paula and all of Paula's people. My name is Jan Yarger and I want to welcome you to my home here in northern Minnesota among the lakes and the forests. Today I'm going to make for you an appetizer called Healthy Veggie and Cream Cheese Wontons with a dipping sauce. You know, Paula, I love your shows. I have watched your shows for many years and you cook like my mom did. Only the best ingredients: cheese, butter, cream, Philadelphia cream cheese. And that's how I learned to cook from my mom. But unfortunately, over the years I put on quite a few pounds on this body, and now I'm coming up to my 50th class reunion from high school this summer. And I decided that I would like to take some of these pounds off before I go to my class reunion. Not that I'm going to look like I did in high school, but I just thought I would feel better to get some of the weight off. So a few months ago, I joined Weight Watchers, and so far I've lost 30 pounds, and I'd like to lose a few more before my reunion. So my challenge for doing the Real Women of Philadelphia contest is to take recipes, maybe from your site, maybe from my mom's cookbook or other places, and convert it to Weight Watcher friendly recipes. And that is what I have done with my appetizer today. The star of the show, of course, is Philadelphia cream cheese, but I am using the fat-free cream cheese. You'll find it in the grocery store by looking for the green label on the box. Otherwise, most everything else in this recipe would be in a, quote, regular recipe. And if you decide that you want to make appetizers for those of you that are watching your weight, you can use my recipe. If you want to make it for other people, just substitute the regular, original Philadelphia cream cheese. So we start out with our cream cheese, which is softened. And to that, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of the coleslaw mix that has carrots mixed in with it. You know how you can buy it in a bag in your vegetable section of the grocery store. And you can see that I'm chopping it up a little finer. Every once in a while in those bags, the coleslaw, the cabbage in particular, will be pretty big pieces. So you want to chop it so that it's all fine. Then to that mixture, I'm going to add a half of an onion, which I've already chopped up, and I chopped it quite fine. Then I'm going to add 1 stalk of celery, which again, I have already chopped ahead of time. And also a half a cup of water chestnuts. I use the slice variety that you buy in a can, and then I just chopped it even finer. Then we need some seasonings in here. So we're going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. You could use garlic cloves too, but I do this just to save time. Then I'm going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And I have discovered that 8 shakes of the container equals 1/8 of a teaspoon. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll have a pinch of salt. And again, that's something you can do to your own taste. And I like to use freshly ground pepper. And again, to taste. So now we will mix all of that up together. And this will be the mixture that we're going to put inside wonton wrappers. Now I imagine most of you have seen the wonton wrappers. They come in a package like this. They'll be in your grocery store, usually higher on a shelf in the vegetable department, maybe above the celery or the carrots, but they're usually in that refrigerated area of the vegetables. Okay, this is coming together nicely here, and so I'm ready to make my wontons. I'm going to just put my bowl over here. I'm going to show you that when you take the wontons out of the package, they seem to be put together in pairs. And so you have to be sure and peel it apart so that you only get one wonton at a time. I'm going to clean off my board here. put my wonton down flat. I'm going to take about a teaspoon of my cream cheese mixture and put in the center of my wonton skin. Then in this bowl, I have water. And I'm going to take my clean finger. I just washed my hands before I started. And I'm moistening all 4 edges of the wonton. Then I pick it up and I put the 2 opposite corners together to make a triangle. And I pinch down the sides and try to get them to stick together and try to get so that your filling is all on the inside. There we go. Now I'm going to put it in the Fry Daddy where I have added some peanut oil. Now you might be saying, okay, if this is a Weight Watcher recipe, how come she's using the deep fryer? And it's because everything else in the recipe is fat-free and so few calories in what I have. I did try to make these in the oven and bake them in the oven, and I found that it wasn't good. Then I tried to cook them in a pan with just a little olive oil, and I found that because the wontons are sort of curved, I wasn't able to get all the surface of the wonton cooked. I guess, did I say that I'm using peanut oil, which is a healthier oil, so at least I'm making a little concession there. Now, it does not take long to fry these wontons. You have to watch them carefully. You're going to want to get them just golden brown, and so that all the edges of the wonton are cooked, because the inside ingredients don't really have to be cooked. And you can see that this has only been in here, I'm going to guess, less than a minute. And it's pretty close to being done, just a little bit longer on the bottom side. You know, I love appetizers. When people come to your house, you open the door to welcome them, and they come in and they immediately smell the food that you are cooking. And it helps them to relax. Often they're so hungry, and so they can come in, have something to eat right away. It relaxes them. The conversation starts and flows, and it really makes for a wonderful time. Okay, I'm just going to cook one of these wontons, and actually I'm going to unplug my fryer. And you can see I put it on a plate that has paper towel, and then I also blotted the top just to get rid of any excess oil. Now, I had made some wontons earlier and have put them on my serving plate. This recipe makes 24, and so, you know, I would keep going until I had all 24 made. Now, the dipping sauce is very easy to make. In this bowl in the center here, I have 1/2 cup of soy sauce. And to that, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. And I'll just stir that together. And then the final ingredient for the dipping sauce is scallions that I have cut up in small pieces. And so I'll put that on top. It makes a pretty little green garnish for it as well. And so here is my finished appetizer, my healthy veggie and cream cheese wontons with dipping sauce. Guess I better try one. Where's the one that I just cooked? Right here. I'm going to dip it down into the dipping sauce and bite into it. You probably can hear that crunch of the wonton, and the filling is fantastic. It's creamy, the vegetables have stayed crisp and nice. I love it, and I think all of you will love it too. So I hope you try my appetizer, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, and goodbye.